Before I begin this video, I would like to start with 3 points that I call the foundation of sanity. It starts with questions. Regardless how one is raised, whether you're raised in a criminal household or a subtly criminal household like a religious one or an atheist one or any mainstream philosophy or significant counterculture movement other than mine, you have to ask yourself, how do things work? Why am I here? What is nature telling me? If you don't look to nature to help you understand why you're here, certainly you have a mental illness. Okay? And if you don't first consider that that is more significant than what any religious book or philosophy is telling you, you are delusional. Okay? We live in a society where people lie. A lot of people were colonialists, rapists, murderers, thieves. These are the people that run society. To first assume that their religions and mainstream philosophies and cultures are true and to never question them is insane. It is sick. It is immoral. It is wrong. People like that should not be allowed to vote or have any say. That is just sick. Okay. Number two, if you don't then come to the conclusion that naturally, before divisive governments and propaganda and provocateurs, naturally there was a masculine order, which meant God's spirit was given to man, right? It is a sun spirit, pure masculine spirit order. And based on your ability to have courage, to have heart, and to come into an order that is the most logical, okay, that is where you are placed in the order. That's what it's based on. So again, number one, it starts with the questions. Number two, the realization that this must naturally be from the Creator, a masculine order, pure masculine martial arts order in terms of marshaling society, ordering society, the spirit warriors. It wasn't just the men, it was the spirit warriors. It wasn't the government-sponsored scientists. There is no logical argument as to the scientist, to the effect of the scientist being the alpha male. There is no logical argument. By default, they're betas. I'll prove that definitively in this video. That is the most logical assumption. Why would you live your life in a way other than that? Do you drive backwards on the freeway? Or is the logical assumption to drive forwards? Generally speaking at least. It's stupid not to see it that way. It's stupid to live your life in an illogical manner. It is illness, it is sickness, it is delusional. So number three, the rate of awareness and action is being controlled by the government. It's being suppressed. That's why the good guys aren't allowed to make the arguments that are the most true based on human potential to understand and communicate the truth. Okay. The rate of awareness and the ability, the rate of action, the ability for people to come together and start to overthrow these liars, these cowards, these beta fools is controlled by the oppressor. Anytime they want, they can single people like me out and kill them. And that is what is going on here. I am being used as bait to a certain degree, right? Beta, male, bait. And I am being screened out and tortured and harassed. The COINTELPRO, the KKK, secret society harassment, tar and feathering, MK Ultra, just textbook continuity of oppressor-based harassment. You'd be an idiot not to see it that way. So when we look at who's doing this? Well, it's people that resemble Jews. And I myself come from a tribe that has been called a Jewish tribe, the Igbos. So these are people that resemble Jews, and certainly some of my people to some extent that are doing this. The nose, the facial structure. A lot of them have beards. A lot of them have little hats like Hasidic Jews and what have you. Okay. And of course, these people were instrumental in communicating and transferring ideas related to philosophy, science, religion, poetry, culture, etc., the mythology from Africa. Okay, certainly at least 3,600 years ago, 1,600 years, where this book starts with the Mycenaean civilization and their contact with the Minoan civilization, Crete, which is an island. Look at the location on the map, you'll get it. So we look at the leopard. It is known to occupy West Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. At first, it was more prevalent in other locations, North Africa, Asia especially, Asia as well. But as the Sahara spread, okay, the people who followed the leopard, who was the spirit animal of the cult of Ra, went to West Africa. This is also why West Africans have the most conducive body shape, the body shape that's most conducive for martial arts, which is the natural order. The followers of Ra are the natural order. When these points are pointed out to you, to not see it that way makes you highly delusional. Thousands of years after tribes that created the pre-dynastic Falcon tribes, you had Narmer, who came 1,600 years or so before the Mycenaeans are said to start to civilize Greece. There's no way around these facts. Now I'm going to have to shoot through this. I suggest you watch this video several times. The disqualification of all non-West Africans from positions of martial arts authority must be the default decision of any honorable man. Period. All these people started doing their martial arts way later, like in 500 BC or something. We're talking thousands of years before these existing martial arts that we have today were pre-existing African martial arts. It's dishonorable. It is foolish. You're making a fool of yourself saying anything other than that. Then when we consider sports and science and the things I cover in my other videos, it is highly just despicable, disingenuous, and foolish not to see it that way. And of course, we are at a point where martial arts has ended because of the oppressor's treachery, which involves every race and pretty much every group of people. I pretty much stand alone in my defiance. Psychiatry supports scientific racists that use organized crime to spread their view. You think they don't? Think the Aryan Brotherhood and the Klan don't exist? You think the eugenicists are gone and Rockefeller's family is no longer around? You know, all these guys were responsible for Cold Springs Harbor, Lothrop Stoddard's family, Francis Galton's descendants, and so on and so forth. You think they're gone? Stupid to see. As long as there's old money in charge, there are eugenicists in charge. It is delusional not to see it that way. It is delusional to look at propaganda and assume that it is truth. It is delusional. Black Africans have always been the top martial artists with the superior martial arts systems. Anything else is laughable. Any other claim is laughable. And it is to be argued, if it is to be argued in any form or fashion. In this age of drugging and extreme technology for sabotage, a child could have told you this. One is sabotaged, threatened, and financially ruined for pointing out all other groups have no clothes, so to speak. Okay? The governing class is naked, so to speak. I have been blatantly threatened by organized crime, and even if I was a snitch, law enforcement works for them. People refuse to publicly acknowledge that big business is run by a variety of organized crime groups and greedy thieves in privileged clubs. The government is full of delusional mass murderers that use the military, intelligence groups, etc. to do their bidding. I did not conquer them as an African American, but as a second-generation African, a mulatto, while they use their money and influence to coerce Africa and to keep them from their traditional martial arts societies. They use their undeniable geopolitical treachery to accomplish this. You must take note of that. There is no honor in other martial arts and martial arts systems. And all other religions are dishonorable as well. I have proven the most logical assumption scientifically and logically is my system. Any other argument is dishonorable and evil. To ask for anyone's help in this day and age especially is like asking the most loyal slave whose master is a sexual sadist, who has many plantations where this slave's family members are being kept, for help. I stand alone as the only one loyal to Ra. Everyone else has aligned themselves to materialistic, save yourselves philosophies and religions, some of which pretend to be selfless and spiritual paths. Corporations have always influenced culture by first and foremost controlling religions and martial arts, right? And other forms of warfare to coerce them, having monopolies on force or damn near monopolies. Corporations are mainly concerned with controlling women, thus controlling reproduction, trade, and their image. Billions of dollars are spent on marketing schemes that include reinforcing cultural and social norms. My videos are interrupted, even this one, as if hacking and censorship aren't enough. I have been kept from using my computer by being drugged until I have photophobia. And doctors are at a loss of words, including psychiatrists themselves. They don't even begin to say, well, maybe it's seizures or your mental illness or some kind of overlooked developmental disorder. No, they are at a loss of words. They have no viable explanation. The most logical explanation, again, there is drugging due to me being correct about my claims. Again, society ignores the most logical assumption and follows the illogical ones. These groups openly threaten me and are responsible for the drugging. Obviously, by far, the most logical assumption, especially when you factor in they have told me this. They have told me this in many ways. They have communicated to me in person and covertly and otherwise. They have admitted it. You think the guy who reads all these books and extracts the truth from them, magically is delusional when it comes to them, time and time again admitting that they're doing this to me? Come on, how stupid are you? Okay. I am treated with a subtle hostility, as all black people are, because this is part of American culture, right? We're pulled over more, institutional racism, how store owners treat us, okay? I even took the time to post on social media and to see if other blacks felt the same. Overkilling my points. You look at my videos, 4,000 videos for the last 9 years, almost to the day now. Okay, you see, I overkill my points. I don't just assume some crazy thing. No, I look at the most logical assumption. I do my research and due diligence. I focus. I overkill my points. Mental illness is almost certainly characterized by the inability to focus and ascertain truths. I am as targeted as Martin Luther King or any other black person has been, and more, okay? Because I have challenged them to a degree that is unprecedented, that is unseen at any point in American history or recorded history. You have never seen anyone challenge their cultures and their views to the degree that I have. Okay. Certainly, from this point on, all black success is simply due to treachery and feeding the beast their own and humanity, their own race, their own family, etc., so to speak. Evil is lived backwards, and not all black people are Sun Temple masculine spirit warriors or even great warriors. Many have taken on the white man's and other races' shape and lack of martial arts prowess in the process. And of course, they're worldly, government-friendly, controlled opposition philosophies. Military, martial arts, sports, law enforcement, diet, and modern gym exercises are key in this process. Diet even has the word die in it. And in this case, mentally and spiritually, they die. The cocky are allowed to speak and teach. Okay, let me stop there.